Welcome to Conversations with Celena, the podcast where we discover inspiration, motivation, and information to help you live your best life. I'm your host, Celena, aka Sunshine, and each week we'll dive into conversations with guests who share their testimonies, insights, and advice. We'll explore topics that uplift, encourage, and empower you to be the best version of yourself you can be. So tune in and let's have some fun while we explore all that life has to offer. Keep it smiling, sunshine, and let's go. Hey, sunshine. Welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Celena. If this is your first time, I just want to say welcome. If you're returning back, you know we love you and thank you so much for your continued support. Listen. We fixing to find out some great information on today. I just found out something. This young lady right here shares the same birthday with my sister, June 21st. Okay, June babies. We have so many June babies in my family, both my kids, my sister, my niece, my nephew. I don't know what was going on 9 months prior. Well, I do know. But hey, happy birthday to the June babies. And today happens to be my oldest son's birthday. He is 28 on today. So I just want to say happy birthday to you, Sean, and everyone that's celebrating a birthday or having an anniversary, whatever your milestones are for this year. Celebrate yourself this month. Celebrate yourself, and not just in the month or the year, but every day. We have so much to be thankful for, and I just want to encourage you to celebrate daily. Be thankful, be grateful daily. And that's all. I ain't finna get on no tangent about all the happy and grateful and thankful, but please do so. Once again, I don't know what's happening with Instagram, but it didn't populate. So we'll have to continue to troubleshoot that. So just please know that I apologize for the Instagram hiccup, but it is not populating. But today's guest is Miss Bonnie Anderson. And as you can see on the bottom of the screen, her business is called Financial Legacy Solutions. So I can't wait for her to tell me, because we love all of that. Financial, keyword. Legacy, another keyword. Solution, another keyword. So she done put it all together, and that just sounds like a powerhouse to me. But I want to introduce to you all Miss Bonnie Anderson. She helps guide clients through, I know, complex maze of healthcare options. So today we're going to be talking about navigating through Medicare and some of the ACH coverage. So, hey, Miss Bonnie, thank you for joining me today.
Hey, Celena, thank you so much for having. It's such a blessing and an honor to be with you and to have a conversation with you. I'm so glad to be here.
Yes, I'm so excited that you are here. Good morning, Vanessa. Y'all, please share the video. If you haven't had a moment, just click share. I know we kind of just jumped right on in, but hey, they can come back and listen to the replay if they happen to miss anything. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Bonnie, before we get started.
Well, yes, I am Bonnie Anderson, as you said, and I go by the Medicare and ACA auntie. And I got into Medicare because my mom was on Medicare. She was diagnosed with cancer. It came on suddenly, and we didn't know anything about her being, this deathly ill. And she had Medicare, and I had no clue how Medicare worked. We were getting bills, people were asking questions, and I just did not understand it. And so I didn't know how to properly advocate for her or to make the best use of her Medicare, or even to know if she was on the right Medicare plan. So starting in the financial industry a few years ago, I started helping individuals with life insurance and retirement, and I still do that. But I also began to get interested and become aware of Medicare as my clients would ask me questions. So I began to study and learn about the complexities of Medicare, because families need help. They need guidance. They need to know if their family member is on the right plan, because honestly, a lot of times people don't know what they don't know, right? And so they could be on a wrong plan that's just not going to benefit them, or completely meet all of their healthcare needs. So that's a little bit about me. I'm also an educator. So that's where being able to break down this complex, big behemoth of the government healthcare system comes into play. And I'm able to break that down for the families. I act as their auntie. That's why I call myself the Medicare and ACA auntie, because I treat them just like I would treat any of my family members, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to advocate for them. I'm going to fight for them. I'm going to educate them, right? And also their family members. So that's just a little tip of the iceberg about me.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing. And you're right. Like, so, you don't know what you don't know. And sometimes we find out the hard way. And so, if other people can help educate us to prevent us or prepare us for what's to come, I mean, that just saves so much heartache and frustration and loss of time and money and resources. So
Yes.
that's awesome. That is so awesome.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
So is that like so if we visited the website like right now, Financial Legacy Solutions, it is FLS covered?
Yep, FLS covered, right? So yeah, I like to say I
FLS
cover my
covered.
clients. So I use the financial legacy covered. I kind of adapted it a little bit to show that yeah, I'm going to make sure that you have the proper coverage that's going to, be a holistic approach to you for your health care and your financial needs.
Mm-hmm. So for the financial part of it, is it also savings and investments? Did you say that? Or
Yeah.
is
So what also got me interested in this financial industry is because I am, a seasoned woman, right? And
I know that's right.
so, seasoned woman, but I wasn't financially prepared for retirement, right? I was looking at my retirement account and I was like, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to be enough to live a fabulous, beautiful, lovely life that I plan to live in retirement because I always left it up to my employers. I buried my head in the sand and I was like, I'll worry about that later. Or I just thought, my employer was going to look out for me. They were doing the best thing for me. They had my money in the right places, in the right funds. And that just was not true, right? I had to learn to take ownership if I wanted to make sure that my money is going to grow, is going to be safe, and it's going to be around when I need to pull on it, which will be soon, right? So I began again to learn about the financial industry and learn that there are safer places where you can put your money. And you want to also diversify your money as well. So there are several buckets that we can talk about. If someone is interested, they can definitely call me and we can do a one-on-one with them, right? And we go through what your goals are when you want to retire. And then we set up a roadmap and a plan that's going to help you get there. And women,
2025.
2025, you want to retire. You're like me.
2025. Let's do it. But look, you see, I had to put up there. You said fabulous, beautiful, and lovely life. I said, oh, I love that because that's the life we
Absolutely.
want to live.
Exactly. Yeah. Because also dealing with the clients that I deal with, I meet so many individuals that don't have enough to live on. And it's really, really sad. And that really pulls on my heartstring as well because they don't have enough to live off of. It's very, very minimal. And, trying to make sure that they have life insurance, that they have a retirement plan. Unfortunately, they haven't set that up. But again, when you know better, you can start from today, right? So no matter that you didn't know before, now that you know, we can start from today and get forward and move forward with the plan, right? You have a roadmap. Even if it's something small, it's at least something that you can start putting aside and making sure that you have something in place for your retirement, and that's going to be there for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know, and a lot of times I think we feel like we need to have a $200,000 income, um,
No.
annual salary to save, but there's people who make minimal. and they're
Yes,
able to manage the minimal that they make. It's all in your spending habits, your relationship with money, your mindset.
absolutely.
Like it's that holistic approach that you were talking about, and it's not just one thing that you need to do, because you can save, but then you never know. If you got the wrong mindset, you might just see it sitting there and say, you know what, I think I'm gonna go buy me a new TV. You saved it, but you didn't leave it there for when you really needed it, because you're trying to have those material possessions and stuff like that. So
You know
that's
what?
great.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. We have what we call the saver and a spender. So the saver, they're going to save up their money, right? They may save it for several months, but once they spend it, they're back to zero. They're back
Mhm.
to zero. So you're starting at zero. And then the spender, on the other hand, is they're going to spend, 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 spend. So they are paying lots of interest. And so they're at a deficit as well, right? So we again help individuals just make sure that there's a balance to that. We also help with budgeting if you need help with budgeting, because most of the times we have some money that we can reallocate, and I help you find that money that you don't maybe not even have to come up with extra money, but how can we reallocate? How can we find that money that is there, that is over here, but hey, I want to shift just a little bit over here to save for me or to invest for me, right?
Yeah, I'm finna have a confession.
Okay, go ahead,
I
confess.
found some of that money.
What? Where was
I am
it?
a sucker for subscriptions. They
Really?
suck me in. Like, I want something, I'm trying to do something, and it's like, it says free. So I Google free. We want free 99 first.
Right.
It usually is not free. And what you need is in the upgraded. And
Yes.
sometimes, even after you download it, the download is free. But
Yeah.
then they say, oh, do a 3 day or 7 day trial, cancel at any time. By the time the
Mhm.
3 or the 7 days come through, you done forgot all about it, and there's that monthly subscription coming out. And so it's $9.99, $5.99, you know, all them 99s, they add up. And so that 40, 50, $60, whatever
Yes.
it is, can go over here and actually be working for you. I found that I haven't bought a car in years. And so I was combing through everything, and I thought I knew what this transaction was for. Come to find out, I have been paying every month for Carfax. Who needs a Carfax other than one time?
Oh, wow.
For whatever car you're buying at that time. Like, I'm not a dealer, I don't have vehicles to sell, but I was paying every month, and I thought that was something else that I had. It was Carfax.
It was Carfax. Yeah, that's so true. I try to do that with my clients because we look through your statements, we look through, whatever you're comfortable giving, or I have you do it as homework to look through and find those things. And I do this myself, right? I cancel stuff. Am I using this? Can I downgrade from this? Or like my internet, my cell phone, all this extra stuff. How many gigabytes have I actually used? I'm using one, but I'm paying for 10. I don't need all of that. If that is my history and my data is showing that, historically I'm not using that. So that's a waste of money where I could be reallocated and using that somewhere else, right? So look for things like that. And subscriptions, you're right. That's a big one. That's a big one because they do get us like that.
They do get us like that. And
Yes, for sure.
yes, yes. So that's my confession for today.
That's your confession. Well, that's a good confession. You right? Because you know what? That's good because we have to start with being honest. We have to start, and that's what I had to do. I had to say, okay, now be honest with yourself. If you keep spending and not saving at the rate that you're doing, am I going to have enough to travel, to go on my vacations every quarter, which is my goal is to go on somewhere out of the country every quarter. No, that's not going to work. So I had to make some changes. I had to make some decisions, right? And again, it started with where I was at that day to make the decisions to shift my mindset and just to get knowledge and education and be around mentors and people and accountability is another big thing. If you need some support, you need some help, and with lots of things we need help and support, right?
We do.
Yeah. So if you have that person that's going to walk alongside you and help you out, because You need that encouragement sometimes.
You do. You really do. And a lot of times we say, oh, I can't afford that. But it's like, you can't afford not to have it, especially because you
Correct.
have to know you. Like you said, we have to be honest. And I do better with somebody helping holds me
Me
accountable.
too.
Because if it's just me, I'm like, I'm going to go and buy this. Or, I don't have anybody to answer to. They're not going to know that I done went and spent $200 at Walmart and then another $100 at Aldi, just making around like I got a whole bunch of people to feed. And if I had to confess about something else, I'm tired of throwing extra food away. Like to
Oh
tell
yeah.
myself, you think buying in bulk is better, not necessarily if it's going to go bad. Like, and
Correct.
you try not to make all these extra trips to the store because you feel like I will not waste, but I spend more money all these extra trips. But in reality, if you're trying to eat healthier in fruits and vegetables, and you're gonna have to make more trips because that stuff just doesn't last as long. If you're gonna
No.
get it, you gotta prepare it and put it in glass jars and put paper towel. I don't know. They have
All this
to try
stuff.
to make it last longer, because if not, you're throwing your money in the trash. And I'm not doing that in this season. I can't continue because there's no one here but me and the dog. So,
Yeah. Yes, that's for sure.
and he lost weight too because we both
Oh,
trying to.
he lost weight too.
He lost weight too. Like, you only getting a little bit too. They're giving you no whole lot. Because I took him to the vet, and the vet gonna say, "Well, do you measure his food?" I said, "Look at us. Do it look like we measure food?" And she just bust out laughing. And I told that story a couple times because no, we don't measure food. But I have backed up and I lost weight. I even told Joshua, I said, "Your dog over here losing weight."
Oh, wow. Yeah, you know what? Because what we don't measure, we don't know what's going on, right? And so, yeah, we're just
In whatever food, finance,
food or anything, finance, if we don't
anything.
measure it, we don't know where we're losing money or if we're overdoing it, overpaying. That's what, yeah, yeah. I'm a big numbers and stats person. I keep my little, that's how I do it. But even if you write it on a piece of paper, a napkin or whatever, just kind of track it and you begin to see the pattern and where things are going. And
Mm-hmm.
that is so true. That is so, so true. But eating out is was a big thing for me too, because it's just my husband and I, and I have a dog too. So just the three of us, and you don't feel like cooking, but in order to kind of cut back and save on that money, as you look and see, ooh, this is a couple $100 that you're doing eating out, and then you've already gone to the grocery store, and like you said, that food is sitting in the fridge going bad. That's a waste of money too. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we have some adjustments we can make, right? There's no condemnation on anybody. We all are in this walk. We all are in this thing called life together, and it's not perfect. It's not pretty. So we just have to make our adjustments, even if it says it's a small adjustment. You make those small little tweaks over time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
yeah.
Nobody is, I think we get caught up. I say this a lot, comparing ourselves to other people.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
I could sit here and say, man, I wish I was more like Miss Bonnie and had my stuff
yeah.
together and had my stuff on a spreadsheet. You don't have to put yourself through that, especially
No,
if the counseling and the support is available. You just jump on and get connected with someone that you can learn from and grow from, and that's all it takes. But we will cut ourselves down and treat ourselves poorly. Like, that self-talk makes
yes,
us feel like we're behind or we failed or we should. No, it's none of that.
it's none of
You
that.
said it early. Start right where you are. You're not
Start
behind.
right where you are.
And some people will say, you should have started this when you was 19, because if you had done this, you'd have been here. That's irrelevant, because I didn't start when I was. You tell me what it looks like from today
Exactly.
going
Yeah.
forward for me. I might have to invest a little bit more,
Right.
stop eating out, cancel the subscriptions, cook at home, you know.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I'm big on starting where you are because, I had to do that with myself. I started to feel bad. I started to feel stupid. And once I felt all the feels, I'm like, okay, now
You said
what?
felt all the feels.
Felt all the feels. Yeah, because you just feel so bad. But you know what? A lot of us just didn't know. And I wasn't brought up in a family that talked about finances. They didn't teach me how to budget, they didn't teach me how to save, right? So I had no idea. I just went out in the world and was like, had to wing it myself. And and then I learned some hard lessons. So that's why I'm on a journey now to teach us, particularly women. I love to help women who are in their 40s, their 50s, to get on the path. That's you.
That's me.
Yeah, help you get on that path of that journey. And like we said, even if it's a small step, at least you're taking those small incremental steps of whatever you can do to better your future, to live that fabulous, beautiful, lovely life. What are the words I said? Yeah, yeah, there you go. Fabulous, beautiful, lovely life, right? We want to live a life of ease and peace. We don't want stress and toil. We don't want to be worried about money when we're 60, 70. Because, like I said, I meet women and men like this all the time, right? And so they're having to struggle and they don't want to bother their families. I would be the same way. You don't want to have to, bother your family to help you out financially. So, you want to kind of start that now and to be prepared, right? So start now and be prepared as much as you can.
That's right. That's right. And it's best to teach your children this early.
Yeah.
Like I call myself starting, and I have a problem with consistent. This is just confession day for
Come
Sunshine
on,
Rain.
confess, sunshine.
Yes, I'm just confessing. So
Me too. I confess too. Hey, we helping. We
yes, so
helping people.
consistency is has been hard for me. I will start. So I don't know if that's Aries or April child. I don't know. But start it, be gung ho about it, and be like, I don't want to do that no more. And then I'm on to something else. I don't know if I want to do that no more. And so this, you asked me when we were backstage, how long I've been doing this? It's like for 5 years.
Wow.
And so I can say that I did not give up on this.
Right. That's awesome.
Did I want to throw in a towel? I did,
Yeah.
And then I heard someone explaining the other day about not wanting to give something their all because they were afraid that of the disappointment of giving it their all and it didn't work.
Oh, yes.
And it made me start thinking like, am I giving this my all because I love it?
Right.
But the answer is no. I'm not giving it my all. And I'm gonna let you talk here in a minute. I really am gonna be quiet, but I'm gonna say this.
No.
So I'm not giving it my all. And I saw somebody on social media, because social media, you can learn stuff off of social media,
For sure.
There's some good things on there. And this man said, if you're broke and you're watching a movie, something is wrong with that. He said, I'm gonna need you to let that sink in. If you're broke and you're sitting watching TV, which is TV, social media, on the phone, whatever, if you're broke and doing this, something is wrong with that. And let that sink in. So that's when I knew for sure, you're not doing the very best that you could do, because you don't have time to be scrolling on social media. You're on social media, post your stuff, get off, because you have other things to do that are productive, that can be income generating, pushing your content out there, whatever, something to be working on you. And that's the other thing I heard. You are your best investment. We invest on these jobs, we invest in other people, but what about you? So when I tell you, I didn't even finish telling you, but the event is called IOU, the Woman in the Mirror.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And
June 21st it starts, right?
June 21st it starts. I don't know what's wrong with this light. It's like I don't know if it got dark outside, but just all of a sudden it got dark. And so when I was starting it, and I said, I owe her, the woman in the mirror, the Lord was like, I need you to look in the mirror first.
Yes.
I said, I know that's right. I said, okay. So I've really been over here evaluating myself and my behavior and my habits, and you know, it's a reality check for sure. And I just appreciate this journey that I'm on. I love it. And I'm working on being consistent. I'm working on, being a better listener and just all kinds of things that I'm working on because of this journey. And so I hope that that helps somebody. If you don't have the life that you want, the finances that you want, the relationship, get off of TikTok and YouTube and Hulu and Netflix. Like, you have work to do on you because you are your biggest and best investment. And you definitely want to live your most fabulous, beautiful, lovely life.
Amen. That is absolutely true because I started doing that too. Right when you're trying to do something different or do something better, you have to make some changes. You have to do something different, right? If you're still doing the same thing like you said, and it's because entertainment is entertainment. It's there to suck up our time, and it's a time waster. And that's what I tell myself too. Why are you watching TV? You know what I'm saying? I could be reading a book on finances. I could be reading a book on, some professional development stuff to make myself better as a person, a better communicator, a better wife, a mother, whatever the case may be. But television is just going to entertain you. It may make you laugh. It may make you feel good, maybe not. But then after it's done, what has it done for you? What has it left you with?
Sucked up your time. That's what it did. It sucked up your time.
Take up your time. Yeah, so I agree with you. I had to let television go too. I don't I watch it in the evening with my husband. Sometimes he wants we watch a movie together, but other than that, I had to let it go because you're right. I completely agree. And you also talked about being consistent. That was so good. Because you know what? When you begin to be consistent, even if it's like I said, even if it's a little change, if we have, I'm on a weight loss journey. So even with a little change, I started with, maybe drinking more water every day. That's a little change. Just make that one little change. Have mine too, girl. We gonna start with that little micro change. Okay, you do that for 1 week. Okay, then I add on something else. Okay, then I need to log my food. I need to make sure I go in my app and log down what I'm eating. Right, so you do that consistently, and then we add on another thing. Okay, so you make those micro small commitments, and those build up over time to change. And that's the same with our finances. We may start with $5 1 month, right? We may start with $10, $100, whatever it may be. But making that small micro change is going to add up, it's going to build. The good thing is we have the luxury of what's called compound interest. So whatever we put in, we're able to use that. We're able to use compound interest, right? And it's going to help us grow our money faster. So once we have it in place, we're able to multiply by using compound interest, which is a lovely, lovely thing. So whatever we put in, that is going to benefit us, right? So again, I encourage you to start where you are. Start today. And if you need assistance, if you need help, you can call me or text me at my phone number that's on the screen there. And I'll be glad to just go over with you where you are and where you want to go. Right. So it all just starts with that free consultation. We'll just talk. And again, there's no pressure and there's definitely no condemnation about anything because, like I said, I did not know what I did not know, and so now that I know, I am definitely able to. Hey, Audrey, nice to see you here. I'm definitely wanting to help others, and especially my women. I love helping you, making sure that you are on your path, you're on your journey, right? And some of us, we're all in different places, and that's perfectly okay. Some are more advanced than others, and some you're just getting started, but that is absolutely okay.
Yes, yes. And I think that that part with the no condemnation, no judgment, no,
No, none.
frowning up at where you are, and it's
Nope.
confidential. I
And
think
it's confidential.
because when you're talking about your finances to other people, that is one uncomfortable spot
For
to be.
sure.
Yes, yes, because you're having to look at like their bank account, their transactions, where they're spending. I mean, you may not do that initially, but I'm saying if you go
Yeah.
into a bank and you're asking them for money, they're
Yeah.
running your credit, they're looking at your history, they see, the negatives or the overdrafts or the this, the that, and
Hmm.
it just makes your whole body just tense up and get hot,
Right, right,
embarrassed,
right.
all of that stuff. So I know because I've had to request help a couple times with my finances, and
Yeah,
it's so uncomfortable. And then you definitely have to make sure that what you're talking to the person about remains confidential.
for
If you
sure.
have the feeling that as soon as you say it, it's gonna be what it just it's not the same. It's not the
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You have to trust that person, right? You have to trust them. That's why I say I'm like your auntie. I'm going to hold those secrets close to me. They're not shared with anything. I help a lot of my family members and friends, and none of their information is disclosed or discussed to anyone. So, yeah, definitely you want to be able to have a trustworthy person that you can confide in. And, like I said, again, it doesn't have to be you revealing everything. You don't have to reveal maybe necessarily all your bank statements or whatever, but you need to know that information and you need to track it. And you need to know exactly where I am and, maybe kind of some things I want to work on, which we can talk about together. But yeah, you'll know exactly where you are. Maybe you're, it's, have too many subscriptions or whatever. Or I'm eating out too much. We basically kind of know where we're kind of where we're kind of overdoing it at. I'm trying to walk around it delicately, but we,
Mhm.
we kind of know. Like I said, I know I can eat out too much, right, and be spending some money maybe necessarily that I could be doing some other things with, right? And the other thing is we have seasons. Some seasons we're up, some seasons we're down, or some seasons where we may have to do, something a little bit different. And then the next season, maybe we can, catch up or whatever. But, we just uh, don't know what life is going to throw at us. And, that's the journey that we're on. We don't know what life is going to throw at us.
We
So,
don't. We don't. And we definitely have to set boundaries for ourselves and boundaries for other people.
oh, that's a good one.
Because if people see or know, like, oh, she's got it, she's investing and she's saving and she's this, and then when you call and say, Miss Bonnie, can I borrow $50? Oh, I don't have it. Girl,
Hmm.
I know you got that $50. I got that $50, but I don't have that $50
For
for you.
you,
Yes, yes.
for
And so,
sure.
because you've made the shift and change, and they're still eating out and paying for
Yes.
sandwiches and throwing away food and all this kind of stuff. Now they want to tap into your discipline, but everybody needs to discipline themselves because, like, I was over here thinking I was about to go get my son something for his birthday. I'm still gonna get him something for his birthday, but where he wanted to go eat, I was like, no, I don't think I'm buying food because I bought something that'll cook for him. So I
Right,
don't think
right,
I'm
right.
buying food and getting him a gift, and I bought his flight home.
Oh,
Yeah, no. Mm-mm. So even with your children, you got to learn when to pump the brakes.
yeah.
Because my youngest son over there in Alabama just asked my youngest son, just asked my oldest son for some money. I said he over there living his best life for summer
Yes,
on
yes.
somebody else's dime. Boy, if you don't get yourself a job,
Yeah, that's a good point. We have to have boundaries when it comes to our money. And it like Winston said, people will try to get in your pockets all the time. Right? They're looking at how we're living, what we're doing, where we're going. That's not for you, sir, ma'am. Help me, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. So, yeah, if you need some help, I'll help you get on a budget, help you get on a savings plan. But yeah,
oh
you're
no, they don't
absolutely
want
right.
they don't want that information like that.
Oh
They
no, they
want
don't
the
want that.
money, but they don't want that discipline.
No.
And that's like, okay, you just paid $250 for cable. $250 for cable
Oh
that you can't
no.
even watch all these channels, and yet you're
Right.
gonna borrow. So if you don't go cut that cable off and save your money and do something else, or your hair, like I got natural. That
Me
product
too,
for this
girl.
natural hair is high.
Yes.
Getting it done is even more expensive whenever you're getting braids or this and that. And so I don't do that. I'm not trying to spend my money in those areas. Could it be because I want to be able to give it to my kids or whatever? That's my business. But it's not for me to just be handing it
Yeah.
over to you and handing it over to you without boundaries. So,
Right, right.
like Winston said, stop trying to count my pockets.
But you're right. That goes back to what I was saying about seasons, because there was a season where I was going to the hairdresser. I had to go every 2 weeks, my hair, my nails. And again, I made a decision. Okay, I'm going to go natural, which I've been natural probably maybe 15 years now. So I don't go to the hairdresser as much. For one, I didn't like sitting in there all day and just, again, a time waste. So I'm very big on my time. And so I go natural. I go to the hairdresser now maybe 4 or 5 times a year at that. But again, that's something that you have to decide on. Is that worth you doing? And pretty soon I'm going to cut it very short and even lower the maintenance and the cost of it, right?
Mhm.
And so yeah, doing those things again, there may be seasons when we want to cut back on something. We may have to do some sacrifices, right? Until we get to where we want to be, until we reach that goal. So it's all about goals. It's all about what is important to you.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. It's all about what's important to you.
Yes, ma'am. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for going down that rabbit trail with me. I told you I'll go on over there.
Oh yeah, that was a good one though. But yeah, with the hair and the nails, I was with that. I with my younger days, I was like in the hair, so I had to go get my hair relaxed, had to go, and like you said, keeping up with the Joneses. I think you mentioned that, right? Did you mention that?
I don't think I mentioned Jones, but
Oh,
that's
you
common.
didn't.
I didn't mention the Jones today, but
The
hey,
proverbial
we
keeping up
know
with
who they are. We know who they are.
yeah, the proverbial keeping up with the Joneses. When I was younger. So, I try to tell the young people in my life now, yeah, not to go into debt. And I tried to tell them they want to go and grab new cars. I'm like, no, get a car that you can pay off, or you don't have to get a $20,000, $30,000 car. I'm telling them, advising them, if I had known better, I would give me a cash car. I drive that thing till the wheels fall off, and save and save and save, right? So that's kind of what I advise them to do, and just to live on a budget. But like you said, they don't want to listen. I don't want to say all of them, but
Oh
some of
yeah,
them, yeah,
some of
we
them
can't say
will.
all of them. Some of them will. Some of them will. So yeah, when you have to, when you've learned better, then you want to share the knowledge with them and teach them. So hopefully they catch, even if they don't catch or do everything, maybe they do one or two things at least, that we can share with them that we've learned in our wisdom.
Yeah. Now that we're seasoned.
That now that we're seasoned, because that season brings some wisdom. I hope it
Mhm.
should.
Well, it's bringing gray hair, so I sure hope it's bringing
Oh,
some
it's definitely
wisdom with
bringing
them
that.
gray.
Yeah, look, it's definitely bringing that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about the Medicare that you wanted to
Oh
share.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Medicare. As I was saying, I didn't know about Medicare until my mom got on it when she was diagnosed with cancer. Had no clue how it worked. I didn't know the difference between Medicare and Medicaid. Now, a lot of people ask me that question. So Medicaid is run by the state and it's based upon your income. And so it's usually given to people who are low, on the lower side of income, right? So they get Medicaid. But there's some people who have Medicaid and Medicare. And so the state, will take care of the Medicaid part of their health expenses. And Medicare is run by the federal government, and they're going to take care of their portion. So some people have both Medicaid and Medicare, right? And so majority of their health care costs are covered, just depending upon the level. But what I want to tell people about Medicare is you're eligible to apply 3 months before you turn 65 and 3 months after. The biggest thing is you want to do that early enough so that you make sure that, oh, yeah, lots of cuts to Medicare coming. You're right about that. You want to make sure that you apply and you coordinate that, especially if you're still working. You want to coordinate that with your employer health coverage. because you don't want to be without your health coverage. So make sure that you apply it in time. And with all the cuts coming, as Audrey said, we don't know how long it may take, right? So go ahead and apply as soon as you hit that 3 month mark before your 65th birthday and apply. And once you apply, you're going to get your red, white, and blue Medicare card. And since you've been working 10 years or more, you're going to be given what I call the envelope for Medicare Part A and Part B. So Part A is free. You get that from working. But Part B, you have to pay $185 for that each month. So that's Medicare Part A and B, also known as Original Medicare, right? And you have to apply for it. Now, if you're getting Social Security or you start drawing Social Security, they're going to deduct that 185 out of your Social Security check. Some people continue to work and they're on Medicare as well. So that's a conversation we can talk about. You can, feel free to call me if you need help with that. Okay, so you have Original Medicare Part A and Part B. And then you have two options to help you cover some gaps that Original Medicare does not provide, right? So you have your first option, which is called a Medicare Supplement Plan. Now, so you're going to have your Original Medicare Part A and B. You're going to pay your 185, plus you can add on what's known as a Medicare Supplement Plan, and that is a plan that's run by private insurance companies that you have to pay a premium for. Now, that coverage does not include drug coverage. You have to get drug coverage. And so then you'll add on a premium for that drug coverage as well. All right. So you have Original Medicare. You can add on that supplement with the premium. You're going to pay monthly. You're going to have a drug premium that you'll have to pay monthly. Okay. That's one option. The second option is what you know as Medicare Advantage Part C. Medicare Advantage Part C. So if you're Medicare Advantage Part C, you're going to get your Original Medicare Parts A and B, and you're going to get C. And usually they include D. Now, your Medicare Advantage plans, they're $0. They don't cost you anything, right? The government picks that up for you. You still have to pay your 185 for both options. You always have to pay the 185. Medicare Advantage Part C is going to come with things like dental, vision, and hearing. And some of the plans, like you see on television, they'll include the extras for food, utilities, and over the counter. Okay, so you'll get that. So you have those two options. That's the gist of Medicare. But I want to tell people one thing to remember. If you only have Original Medicare Part A and B, you have a lot of gaps in your coverage. And so I advise you to seek information on that, because you have to pay a $1,676 deductible every time you have some type of incident. So if you go into the hospital, you have to pay that $1,676 deductible. And on the 61st day, it starts again. There's also no cap to the amount that you have to pay out of pocket with Original Medicare. The government is going to cover 80% with your coverage, and you're responsible for 20%. But that 20% has no cap. It has no lid on it, right? So if you incur a bill for $100,000, you are responsible for that 20%. Okay. So just know that. So that's why you have the two options to help you with your coverage is the Medicare Supplement or the Medigap plan, or you can get the Medicare Advantage plan. And right. And so we have on the screen this visual that kind of shows those options. So that's why I said it's something that we have to navigate and learn about. And so again, I educate my clients on how it works. And I always make sure I'm an independent agent. So I work for you. I don't work for any insurance carrier. I'm contracted with them. So I'm contracted with all the major carriers, but we decide what is going to be best for you. You may choose a Medigap or a Medicare supplement plan, which again, you'll have to pay your 185 plus you're going to have to pay that Medigap supplement insurance, which is usually between $100 to 150, plus you have to add on your drug coverage, which is around $35. So you have to, and so everybody has a different need. So you have to count up, if you can afford that Medigap policy, it may work for you, right? So if you can afford the 185, the 100 plus the 100 to $150 monthly premium, plus the drug coverage, which is known as Part D. So those are the three things that you would have to pay for with a Medigap plan. Or you have the option of getting a Medicare Advantage plan where it's a $0 plan, right? And it comes with the drug coverage and you don't have to pay for that. So Medicare Advantage has less upfront cost, and you do have your set co-pays and so forth, right? So it just depends on your budget and what's going to work best for you. I know that was a mouthful, but that kind of again gives some information about the complexities of Medicare.
And having the visual helps too, because when
Yeah,
someone is especially, putting out percentages and dollar amounts, like it is a lot to digest, but
it's
being
a
able
lot to
to see
digest.
it, yeah, it helps. It helps, bring it home.
Yeah, and so that's why I'm here to guide my clients through it, especially when you're turning 65. That's where we really want to educate you on your options, right? I really let you know what your options are, and you tell me what is going to work best for you. Some people love oh, if you don't have a good, especially if you don't have a say. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, some people love the Medicare supplement plans, and if you can't afford them, they are really, really great option because you have very, very minimal out of pocket costs. It covers all of your 20% for the most part, right? The Medicare Advantage plan is good for people who are not able to pay that monthly extra premium, and it works for them. So it just depends on what your needs are.
Well, right now my need is to retire because I'm a little ways away from the Medicare, but let me retire in 2025.
Now,
Ooh,
also, people have Medicare, they have certain disabilities as well. So not everyone is 65. I should add that as well. Some people with some certain disabilities, they may not be 65 and they qualify for Medicare as well.
yeah, I was on Medicare.
Oh, you were on Medicare. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's like I said, I have enjoyed learning about it and continue to educate people about it because it like I talked to a lady yesterday, she had a Medicare Advantage plan and she had a supplement, but you cannot have both. That's the other thing I want to put out. You cannot have both, right? And she had been paying on the supplement plan for 7 years, but since she could not use it, she had essentially been throwing her money down the drain. And so we discovered that, and I told her to advise her that if she had to decide which one she was going to be on, because otherwise she was just going to be wasting money, right? And so those things we discover people, if you have a chronic issue like diabetes, heart, lung, or kidneys, there's lots of special plans available to you as well. Those plans have some of the better benefits in them, if you're not a person who also has Medicaid. So those are called chronic needs plans. Those are the newer plans that the carriers came out with because they know people with chronic needs that, they have needs to go to a specialist more. They may have more expensive drugs, and they also may need, help with their food, utilities, and transportation. So those plans cover those benefits for those individuals. Also, since we're out of what's called open enrollment, which ended in March, if you have one of those chronic conditions, you may be eligible to get into one of those plans right now until the end of the year. So we're coming up what's called annual enrollment. It'll start October the 15th through December the 7th, I believe. So during the annual enrollment, everyone should review their plan. You should review your plan. Okay. Don't just leave it up to the carrier to just put you in the same plan, because that plan is going to change. Deductibles change. Your doctor may have left the network. Your medication costs may have changed. So there's lots of variables for us to consider. So please, you can text or call me to set up a consultation, and we can review your plan, and we'll review what's best for you. But please don't leave it up to the insurance carrier just to say, oh, I was in that plan last year, I'm just going to stay with that. Please don't do that, right? There may be gaps and things that you may not be aware of. And one of the other things is they're adding back a lot of deductibles into the plan. So medical deductibles and prescription deductibles. And if you just stay in a previous plan, they may have added that deductible in that plan. And if you haven't looked at it, you don't know that there's a deductible that's going to be applicable to you, right? So please take advantage of me just doing a plan review with you and for you to make sure you are on the best plan. That's one that's going to meet your needs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so there's lots of information.
And listen, you are definitely knowledgeable about it, because it was just rolling. I mean, it sounds like you could just go and go and go because you went over it so many times. It seems like it's second nature for you.
Exactly. And I love, like I said, making sure people understand it, and the rules change, and we have to take tests and licenses to retain this information in order to be able to help people. So, but again, it's a joy. I love serving. I love serving and helping people. Whatever's going to make your life better, whatever's going to improve your quality of life, right? Like I said, I want you to live that, what are the words, sunshine, the big, beautiful, lovely life. Put up the words on the screen. Fabulous, beautiful, lovely life. Yes. I want you to live that life. So that's going to be in your health as well as your wealth. All right. And so
in health
and wealth. Health and wealth. So I help you with both of those because they go hand in hand. If you're not healthy, you can't work on your wealth, right?
You can't work on it, can't spend it, except for the doctor.
Exactly, right? And we want to keep you healthy. And so by having the right and proper health care that's going to meet your needs, that's going to, not cost you a lot out of pocket. We make sure that we don't have a plan that's going to cost you a lot of money out of pocket. So that's going to help you with your wealth as well, right?
And that's a good thing because we want to live that fabulous, beautiful life.
Exactly.
Today, tomorrow, and to the day we die. And then we want to leave the legacy for the children.
Yep. Health and wealth facts. Thanks for the info, because I'm the one to tell them I'm satisfied with what I'm receiving. Okay. Health and wealth facts. Thank you, Winston. Yeah, health and wealth facts. I love that. Health is wealth. Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We're going to take our normal break, Miss Bonnie, and then whenever we come back, I'm going to ask you them famous 2 questions. I might even throw a third one up in there, but your sunshine takeaway, like your golden sunshine takeaway, if you want someone to remember something from this episode, if you don't remember anything else, this is what I want your takeaway to be. And then the other one is, if you could tell that little Miss Bonnie something, what would you tell your younger self? And we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hang tight, my sunshine. Conversations with Celena. We'll be right back.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. So, what would your sunshine golden nugget be?
I would say ask for help. Don't go it alone. I know a lot of us are don't like to ask for help, but it's okay. It's okay. Just think of it as someone that's going to walk alongside you as a good friend would do, right? And
Auntie.
auntie, it's like an auntie would do. Is going to walk alongside you. She's going to love you. She's going to encourage you. She's not going to beat you up or tear you down. She's
That's
here
right.
to help you. She's here
So,
to help.
come on, niece and nephew.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
Come on, niece and nephew. Auntie is waiting for you.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's good. That's good. So, what would you tell your younger self, little Bonnie?
Oh, little Bonnie, I would tell her to have more fun. I'm a person that's very driven, that's very hardworking. I would tell her to relax, girl, have some fun, enjoy yourself, go out and walk, put your feet in the dirt and just enjoy life and spend more time at the beach and outside in the sunshine, because I love being outside. So yeah, just
It's
spend time
healing for
outside.
you. Being outside is
Yeah,
healing.
exactly. Get outside and enjoy life. Yeah. Don't work
Mhm.
so hard. Don't work so hard.
So, my third one is
Yeah.
um if you what is that question, if you could do something that you know you couldn't fail, what would that be? Is that how that question goes? I think that's how it goes. If you could do something and money wasn't an issue and you knew you couldn't fail, I think that's how it goes. What would you do? Because I've been asked that question.
Mm. I would probably just take off and be a nomad, just travel around the world. I,
Since you already want to travel once a quarter.
Yeah, exactly. So I would just travel, honey, because I love learning new cultures and history and meeting people. So yeah, I would just do that. I would just, have me a backpack and be traveling from country to country, just free as a
Money
butterfly.
wasn't the issue. Hey, money not an issue. So
Money not an issue. I wouldn't worry about it. Just yeah, just travel and enjoy from country to country. Yeah, meeting new people, learning their stories.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing. Let's go
Yeah,
ahead on so we can retire and travel.
exactly. Yes, yes, yes,
Now
yes.
I really wish I'd have started back when I was 19.
Like I said, it's never too late. It's never too late. We're gonna start where we are today. We're globe traveler. Find something you're about it and do that. Oh
Passionate
yeah, I
about
like that
it.
one.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Passionate about, and you
Yeah,
can see that you're passionate about this, so it definitely shows in what you're doing. And once we become seasoned,
yes,
we
yes,
definitely gravitate to what we're passionate about, and no longer,
yes,
I don't know, the silly stuff. It's about being impactful and changing people's lives and
for
serving
sure.
and those things because it's so fulfilling. You
Exactly.
don't understand that when you're young and just running wild and crazy. So, well, Miss Bonnie, is there anything else that you would like to close with?
Just that again, if you have any questions on your health or wealth, that's going to be your Medicare. You need help with retirement. Please reach out to me at that phone number 470-594-5310. I'm happy to review your Medicare plan, or if you have a mother, father, aunt, or uncle, I'm happy to help them. If you have any church members, anyone that you may know, please don't hesitate to have them reach out to me, and I'll be happy to look at their plan and make sure it is the right one. Also, if you need, again, help with your retirement, please make sure that you are in the right, safe vehicles for you. And it has just been a delight and a pleasure having this conversation with you, Miss Sunshine. I really, really appreciate it. And I've had a fabulous time here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So Winston said Mrs. Howard has given him the green
Yes,
light. That's what I thought my life was going to look like right now
I
because I
know,
was
right?
like, yes. And it's just been changed since, yeah, it's been
Yeah, but we gotta get you right with that.
yes, I want to do the same thing. Can you throw one on the back, Winston, and have me in tow? Like had an RV pulling the little
Yes.
the little smaller ones. call me on along. I want to go too. Sure.
Yeah, that's on my list too, to do an RV, but I need a driver now. I don't want to drive.
That's neat. But see, Winston gonna
Winston,
be
I don't want
driving.
to drive. We're gonna have to have you as a driver. But yeah, that's a fabulous way to see the world and the United States, and
It
yeah,
is. It
enjoy it.
is. Miss Audrey said, or do what you love.
Love and the money will follow for sure, for sure. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Pick us up on the road.
Pick us
Pick
up
us
on
up.
the way. Yes. Well, thank you so much, Miss Bonnie. If you hang tight, I would
Okay.
like you to do a radio episode with me so that we can also get this information on the radio. So if you have just a few more minutes,
Sure.
that would be great. Okay. All right. Well, thank y'all so much. Don't forget, I Owe Her is actually launching June 21st in Prairie City, Iowa, and then July 26th in Ankeny, Iowa, and then August 30th. We're going to be in Honolulu, Hawaii for the I Owe Her, the Woman in the Mirror. So September date has not been set, but you just stay tuned. Continue to keep sunshine in your prayers because this is a new thing. God is doing a new thing. I'm going to continue
Amen.
to do conversations with Celena here, but now conversations is also on the road because it's just something about being in people's presence. Like you can
Sure.
really connect and
Yeah.
have a conversation, and it's just different and it's more personable. So
Yeah.
I'm excited about doing it, still getting it together, but y'all continue to pray my strength in the Lord.
We will.
All right, y'all. Winston says, thank you. Bye, Sunshine. Looking forward to I Owe Her. Prayers going up. Thank you so much. That's the deacon, that's the Reverend Deacon, Doctor, all of them, the wife too. They all ministers, pastors.
Oh wow, amazing,
Just
amazing.
all of it. All of it. They on the go-to. So I'm thankful for my family. All right, well, y'all keep it smiling, sunshine. Mwah. I used to do this, go share a smile and spread some sunshine.